First of all, I would say that range of feelings is pretty broad.
One of the things I would be interested in was your impressions about feelings that a caregiver might go through. Again, in addition to maybe being physically tired, but we've gotten recommendations on how you deal with that. But what about emotions?
Yes.
Maybe people feel guilt because they feel like imposed upon by the person that they have to take care of, or that it eats into time that they want to have with their own immediate family. How do you deal with those kind of feelings?
First of all, I would say that range of feelings is pretty broad, and that probably all of them are normal and typical. So you're not standing out on your own if you're going through those things. That's really a normal thing to feel, either some guilt for self-care. A lot of people, the caller, Julie, who called in earlier and said, what can I do on a day-to-day basis? And part of that is allowing yourself, right, to do that with, and even if there's a sense of a little bit of guilt that goes with that, that's normal. You've got to, you move through that. I would suggest having some good, even little thoughts or sayings that you have for yourself to move through those kinds of guilt feelings, right? Of, my loved one would want me to take care of myself. You mentioned something that was similar to, I'm going to say, resentment, right? A little bit of that, which is not uncommon either, but something creeped into your life and changed it, right? And it changes your relationships, and it changes, and I think it's important as a caregiver to recognize that the situation stinks, but not to resent the person, right? You can resent what happened, you can resent the situation, but try, the ability to separate out resenting the person that you're caring for versus the situation that brought you here, I think is helpful for people.
That's good, because, if you started feeling resentment toward that person that you're taking care of and separating it, like you say, that mom didn't choose to have cancer. It's not her fault. And she, I'm separating mom from the medical diagnosis. Don't be mad at her.
I think people often have such a strong sense of loss in these situations too, either the loss of what they thought the future was going to look like, or the loss of kind of their own identity sometimes. I'm now, since I'm a caregiver, maybe I'm not a soccer player anymore, or maybe I'm not, so those roles or that identity can be a loss, and just a loss of the kind of future that you thought you might have.